A very warm welcome into the form. Of course, it's Grand National Weekend down at Riccarton. We're also heading to Te Rapa as well. Some really nice races to check out on their program, and that means we've got the full team back in to discuss all the action and try find you the winners, Bevan Sweeney, Aidan Rodley and Leith Innes. And we'll be starting with this, checking out the two Grand Nationals, the steeples and the hurdles, having a look at the two open races on the flat at Riccarton, our racetrackers as usual, then heading to Te Rapa. We'll be checking out the likes of the open races there, and our best bets. We had a few roll home last weekend. Let's hope it continued this time out. As I mentioned, we look forward to a Grand National Weekend down at Riccarton, and the man that's actually down at Riccarton at the moment is Aidan Rodley. So what weather and track conditions are we looking like getting on Saturday?
It's been beautiful down in Christchurch for most of the week. It's meant for some cold morning, very frosty yesterday. This morning was a little bit warmer, about 7 degrees when we got to the track this morning, but there is rain coming, probably about 10 mil today, a little bit more tomorrow as well before we get into better conditions for Saturday. The track has improved as a result of the warm days, Pip, but I think we are going to be seeing a little bit more of a downgrade with the coming rain.
Okay, so maybe looking for that heavy track form as we take a look at the first feature. Race number 2 on the program, the Hospitality New Zealand Canterbury 134th running of the Grand National Hurdles. And Bury the Cash, your favourite, $2. Netwin at $2.15, and then the only other runner in single figures currently is Lord Spencer at $9. Let's go back to the key lead-in race, the Sydenham Hurdles. Bury the Cash wins this race. Obviously, Bevan, what did you make of the win?
Well, he was going to be beaten, wasn't he, Pip, if Dictation didn't fall at the last. But his body of work, this preparation, has been simply outstanding. I think backing up from Saturday, he's sure to improve. He's as tough as they come. I do not think there's a lot in this between Bury the Cash and Nedwin, but it's just been a wonderful season, Leith, for Bury the Cash, and I just see it continuing. Whether he wins or runs second, I'm not 100% sure, but he's flying this preparation.
Yeah, he certainly is. Obviously, got to the last fence and he wasn't going to win. Sort of won by default, but you know, like you said, he's going to take a lot of improvement out of it. And geez, it's going to be a great race. I think it's going to really come down to the best ride out of Nedwin and Portia Matthews and Hamish McNeil on Nedwin. So there's definitely not much between them. And as the tote shows, you know, $2 and $2.15. So it's a lot of fences to jump, but I think I've got just Bury the Cash on top.
And when you think about great rides, Leith, you think about Portia Matthews' ride in this race 12 months ago. It was bang on to get Bury the Cash home in the hurdles. He's got 73 kilograms. He's won his last 6, obviously, fortuitously in Sydenham on Saturday, but he's hard fit. And we did see good improvement from the Sydenham into the Grand National last year, so maybe he can do it again. But under 73 kilograms against a horse like Nedwin, this won't be super easy. Take you back to one of the key form races here, and Nedwin at Trentham was just terrific. And behind, Matalu's been beaten a fair way. Lord Spencer beaten a fair way, but did run really well for second, and behind Bury the Cash in the Sydenham. But here's a horse who's won 7 out of 12 hurdles. He's won a Wellington hurdle, a Great Northern hurdle. He's just about ready to complete a set with a Grand National hurdle. I really do think he is the horse to beat in this race. Leith, your thoughts?
Well, he's certainly the horse to beat. This is a well-timed ride by Joe Kazak. Interesting, Hamish McNeil gets back on this week. So, look, obviously he's got the stable support of Paul Nelson and McDoodle stable as well. So it was a really good ride. Look, they both meet each other at 73 kilos, so it certainly does look like a match race.
It's just hard to know because there's no Bury the Cash in that particular race, with Mark missing that meeting so he could get them down to Riccarton. Two great horses will go to war with 73 and the $2 and $2.15. Just like the body of work of Bury the Cash, clearly was fortuitous to win last time, but he was still going a really honest race, and he won on the flat part of that, and he won at Hastings. He just keeps winning, and I think he'll go very close to winning on Saturday. I think they run 1 and 2 if they stand up. I can't see any real difference to that.
Yeah, it does look that way. Let's see if maybe one of the connections can swing us either way, and we'll start with Portia Matthews. Aidan just asked her what she made of Bury the Cash's win on Saturday.
Yeah, no, I was really happy with him. You know, the distance is probably a little bit short for him, so I'm pretty confident going into this weekend with the extra 1,000 metres, but the weight's starting to slow him down, but, you know, the distance will help.
I would still have Nedwin way in front of Dictation, so we'll just use that as a guide, shall we? and hopefully he might get over the last fence.
I think the further the better, and like he's only just turned 7, he's only a young jumper, and I just think he's got fresh legs, ready to go. We just have to get past those other guys.
They've both pulled up well. Obrigado's well after his fall, so that's the main thing, and Run Jacko Run, he's pulled up well, he's having a buck and a kick, so that's all we can ask for.
Yeah, we're really wrapped with his run on Saturday. We kind of came down here with an open mind that we would, if he won, we would go in the National. He's a 9-year-old now, so we might not get many more chances.
And Team Titan and Maiden taking on the big guns in the hurdle, and what a field it is. Even those Myers horses, such as Obrigado, who ran third in this race last year, Run Jacko Run, who was okay last time out. But I tend to agree with the boys. I think it's down to the top two in the book. Bury the Cash, Ned Wynn, both of them with 73 kilograms. But I'm a big Ned Wynn fan, and I think that the distance suits him down to the ground as a Great Northern winner. I don't know about you boys, what were you thinking?
Yeah, look, I'm going to go for the Bury the Cash camp. Portia Matthews, she's had 11 rides, 7 wins on Bury the Cash, 3 placings. She's only she had one little mistake at Wellington last year when she fell off, but I think they can take the race out this week.
I'll be with Bury the Cash by a pimple. Pip, I don't think there's much in it. I think they're 2 great horses going to war on Saturday. Should be an exceptional viewing spectacle down there in the south.
Oh, it will be. I think I'll just take the Quinella and sit on the fences. We now move on to, of course, the steeplechase. This is the Riccarton Racecourse Hotel and Motor Lodge, 149th running of the Grand National Steeplechase in West Coast. He's trying to do the double, $1.45, Captain's Run $6, and Country Bumpkin at $7.50. Let's take you back to West Coast. He takes out the Coral here, and this was a massive performance, Aidan, obviously under that top weight.
Unbelievable. He travelled so much better than he did in this race last year, and I think he probably jumped a little bit better as well. To see him doing that, you know, at his favourite track, boy, he loves Riccarton. He's looking to become just the second horse to win this Grand National Steeples on 3 occasions, and the first horse, that was back in the 1870s and 1880s, so a long time between drinks since we've seen it happen. He's an absolute star jumper, and I just love the way he jumped on Saturday, and I love the way he travelled. He is on just about the perfect spot for him ahead of this one, Leith.
Yeah, certainly. We saw him at Hawke's Bay where he sort of tied up late when he ran second. So, look, his action looked really free last Saturday. And, look, he's obviously he deserves a top weight, maximum top weight of 73 kilos. But he won this race last year with 72. And I'd hate to say it, but I think he's going better.
Agree. He's a champion. The way he pricked his ears inside the last 200 metres. Look, he didn't hit that flat spot that he normally hits. There's a period in the race where you go, well, is he under pressure? And then the champion comes out of him. It was just a carefree watch on Saturday with a horse who has freakish abilities, and he's a cool horse to be around and work with. Bit of size to him. He's got a lovely nature to him. He's ridden by one of our very, very best. I find it very difficult to see him beaten. I did like Country Bumpkin first time back at the steeplechasing. Don't count Noel Quinn out of running a race with Country Bumpkin. Intellectus, Kevin Myers has done it all. It's at a massive price here, and also coming out of this race, Captain's Run might be a challenger after all this time, but they're just all up against it. Intellectus has been very good this preparation. His record suggests he deserves to be here. Is he up to the West Coast ability? I'm not 100% sure. Into next season you might see this horse really, really competitive in the big jumps, but just hard to see them picking up 2-3 lengths on West Coast, Leith, even with 73.
Yeah, look, they obviously get the 7 kilos off West Coast, but look, they're in a different class. West Coast is the best jumper we've seen for quite a while. Horse of the year last year, jumper of the year last year, sorry. And look, Sean Fannon's just got a great record with the horse as well. He's, 15 rides, 10 wins and 5 placings. So, look, these horses are jumping well here, but I just can't see them, bar bad luck, beating the favourite West Coast.
Good win from Intellectus, scored by a couple of lengths, and he does meet Captain's Run 2 kilograms better. Jay Kozacek switches from Captain's Run from last time out, but Captain's Run was hitting the line really nicely, and this horse did push West Coast to a short margin in the Great Northern. So maybe if there's one who's going to really appreciate that 5,600 metres, it's Captain's Run, one of the big dangers to West Coast, if there is one. But
yeah, if there is one. Well, let's head again out to the stables, and we'll start with Portia Matthews. And Aidan just asked her how West Coast felt after just having ridden him.
He's perky and happy. He's just cantered round with one of Niall's ones, which, you know, he likes to go in company. He's not the most secure horse in the world, so he's happy, and I might pop him over a fence later on as well, but yeah, he's happy.
He's pretty well. He's come through the coral well, so yeah, I think he should handle it all right.
Okay, you've got a great one to get past in West Coast. Can you turn the tables on Saturday?
Well, I don't think so.
They're not here yet. They're supposed to come down on Thursday, so as long as they can get across on the boat, they'll be here.
Lucy's been a real big help to me, and it'll be Donato's last year as he's a 12-year-old, so I'm excited to, you know, get round the course and, you know, try and be as close as I can, if not beat him, which would be awesome.
We just treat it as a bit of a run and let him have a look at the jumps. The jumps are quite big down here, so he had a good look around and the jockey had a good look around, and we've had a good going to make a few changes in how we ride him and that on Saturday.
He's very good, but he probably needs to. He puts a lot into jumping his fences and probably still jumps a bit high, but probably after he's gone 2.5 miles, he might be deciding that he doesn't have to use so much energy.
Okay, so Paul Nelson there speaking about Alfred Z, but unfortunately this race robbed of that glamour clash that we're looking for with the Cossack having that injury earlier on in the week. So I really feel for Paul and his training partner Karina McDougall, but it does leave the door open for West Coast. He is an out-and-out star. Captain's Run and Country Bumpkin have got decent form coming in, but I think I agree with you boys. He's going better than he was last year. I reckon he'll be winning this Grand National and riding his name into history books as a 3-time winner.
Yeah, certainly. Just look, if he just jumps cleanly, gets around safely. Look, obviously he won last year with 72 kilos, 73 this year. I think he's well rated. Maximum top weight 73. I just can't see him getting beat either.
Well, if you're a fan of horse racing in any way, shape or form, and you've got no excuses not to be out there on Saturday, well, you're doing yourself a disservice, because Saturday you'll see a champion go round. If you've got the opportunity, get out there and salute what is one of our best jumpers in recent times in West Coast. He'll be winning.
Yeah, Kevin, one you just do not want to miss. Absolutely agree with Bevan there, and we'll have, of course, this in play too. The bonus back across not only Riccarton, but we also have it at the Valley and Randwick, the two main Australian meetings across the Tasman. That's 2nd, 3rd or 4th on Saturday across the first 4 races. We continue on with our Riccarton preview. This time, though, we're touching on the flat races. Race number 7 to start us off, the Stephanie Murray Mortgages Open Handicap and Freeze Frame. 290 favourite from JBG, the Winter Cup winner at 320, and LJ at 350. He's actually been a mover in this market from around $3.80 at opening. Let's go back to the Winter Cup, obviously the key lead-in race here, and gosh, what a finish we got to this, Aidan.
Yeah, it sure was. We saw a really good run from JBG, who's travelling there on speed. A very good performance. But Freeze Frame was excellent from a long, long way back. Closed off with the quickest last 400, second quickest last 8 and 6 in this race, and in a very close photo finish with JBG. This time round, JBG goes up 6 kilograms. With Jim Chung's claim, Freeze Frame goes up just the 4 kilograms. And you know, I know we're getting Kelly Myers, a Group 1 jockey, against a 2 kilogram claimer, but I think that weight change will be all important. LJ goes up 4.5, so does meet JBG 1.5 kilograms better, with Lily Sutherland doing the riding. And boy, he was an eye catcher from a long way back as well. I was with Freeze Frame for the Winter Cup, Leith, and I'm going to stick with him again. I think his run was very good, and I'm happy to stay with him up to the 1800 metres.
Yeah, it was outstanding. I was actually on him as well. Look, I was happy for a dead heat. You know, the margin was so small, but look, that was his 10th second in a race, Freeze Frame. He's got one of those habits. He sort of has to get there real late. Warren actually thought he'd won the race. He put in a little mini salute, but look, I think there was a couple of good runs in the race as well. LJ never quite had it clear air from the top of the straight, where Lily was, you know, he got out late, where this week he gets up to the 1800 metres. Obviously this week he gets in with 59.5 kilos as well. It's a big plus.
I was dreading that we had to do this race, really. I thought Freeze Frame was great. JBG went wonderful for Adrian Baldwin winning, but Look, LJ, just as me came across the front of LJ at about the 200 metre mark when it was building a bit of momentum. It was the eye catcher for me, up to 1800 metres, 59.5 won't be stopping this particular horse. It'll appreciate the 18 more than any other horse in this particular race, in my opinion. But Freeze Frame was great. JBG is tough as old boots. Small field might be tactical, can go forward and keep up a pretty strong sort of gallop. But can it happen twice in a season? LJ winning? Well, we shall see on Saturday. I've got to be with LJ again over the 1800.
Yeah, of course you do, as we head back out to the stables, and we'll start with Hunter Durant. And Aidan just asked him if he's happy with how Freeze Frame has come through that race on Saturday.
Oh, super. Ashwin Gundasami's been riding his work this week, and he said on Monday morning when we worked him, he felt like he hadn't even raced, so we're really happy.
I thought it was a good run. Like, she was hitting the line nicely, so 1800 would really suit her. So, you know, this week's going to be a bit different weight scenario, so she'll come in quite nicely, I think. So, no, I think she'll be a really good chance, I think.
Yeah, she's come through quite well, actually, but she really does need a bit of rain. Yeah. The other day, the track was quite holding, and sort of doesn't really suit her. She needs to sort of a bit slushy and a bit wetter, yes.
Yeah, maybe a little bit outclassed, but still a fair run. You know, it's only 7 or so lengths on the winner, and she was running on nicely. So still got to decide whether to run in the 75 2000 or see how the field holds up in the 1800.
Yeah, just speaking with Kelvin this morning, he's really happy with Go Lottie going into the race, saying that probably Albatross won't run, more likely to go to the 75. And the other connection I did see this morning was Adrian Ball. He's really happy with the way JBG's progressed from that Winter Cup win going into this race. Another terrific race. That Winter Cup was a beauty. This is another terrific race. Just a small field, so it will be more tactical. It will mean that there's more open spaces, so horses like LJ should be flying home. But I am going to stick with Freeze Frame. I do like what he's been doing. I like the fact that he's getting a 2 kilogram advantage this time over JBG, and in the end that swung me, Leith.
Yeah, apparently Freeze Frame is a gun jumper as well, so I look forward to him next year. Look, I'm on LJ. I just think Lily Sullivan, she's got a good record with the horse. He didn't have all favours in the Winter Cup. Gets a kilo off down to 59.5 as well. So, LJ.
LJ, yes, LJ, 380 into $3.50. I think it'll close in $3, maybe under. Saturday should be the day for LJ after a good Winter Cup effort.
Yeah, this show might have to be called Form, featuring LJ, as we move on to race number 9 now. This is another open race to look forward to, and Bradman up the top of the book, of course, $4. Another coming out of the Winter Cup, Master Marco at $4.60, Epi Beale at $5. Then you get into Street Fighting Man at that $10 quote. Let's go back this time and have a look at Bradman coming out of the Winter Cup, and boy, he was pretty dominant as well here. Leith just got picked by those two, of course, on the post.
Yeah, what we didn't see here, he didn't jump out that good, Pip, and Craig sort of tried to settle him in behind the speed, and look, he was over racing for probably 100 metres, and Craig sort of let him slide round and go to the front. So, look, I think back to the 1400 is a big plus as well, and Jim Trung's got a really good record with the horse as well. He's had 7 rides with 3 wins and gets the 2 kilos off. So, look, obviously he's stayed down there all week as well with Royden. He does look really well placed in this race.
Absolutely, just a valiant performance. He just doesn't know when to give up, this horse. He's got better and better all season, and his run very good. I was really forgiving of Master Marco. I thought his run had a lot of merit. You don't have to think too far back to his dominant win by 6.5 lengths in the Ormolu Cup. And he does drop 1.5 kilograms with Yogesh Achumar's claim here to carry just the 51.5 kilograms, as opposed to Bradman, who'll carry 60 after the claim. That weight variance puts me right in the camp of Master Marco here, really liking what I saw last week. Bevan, how did you assess the Winter Cup form leading into this one? Well,
my overall assessment of Bradman is he's had a wonderful season and gone to another level. He is being placed as a bit of a sitting duck. Like, I'm not sure if you can change pattern with him, because in previous years he's got back and flopped out the back and flown home. Well, this season they're really pushing the button on him, and he was so brave last time. He's been so good, he's up in the weights clearly, so he's carrying a bit of an impost, but they have backed him quite strongly. Connor O'Kieran, he's hard to catch. His best version is very tough to beat in a race like this, but you just never know where he is. The other real relevant form race coming in is around Street Fighting Man, who was very good here last time. I think Epi Beale is the unlucky runner here. Warren is just in behind him, and then he was trying to get around to the outside, had to dive back. It looked as though it was going to really run through the line. I think there's a fair bit of improvement there around Epi Beale, and look, getting down to 53 kilos with a draw that should see it come to the centre of the track. Really do like the horse, but Leith, I didn't think there was much between it and Makabar, and the market is saying there's a lot between them.
Yeah, I think Epi Beale was a really good run in the race. They went really slow up front, and it was a bit of a sprint home on that heavy track. So I think the step up to 1400 metres is probably going to suit her better than probably Street Fighting Man. Like you said, she gifted at the weights too, 53 kilos.
Yeah, the weight is very good, and Epi Beale's closing sectional is very good. Quickest last 8, 6 and 4 of the race. The one horse who was actually an eye-catcher out of that further back was Louis Louet, who hadn't been doing anything all preparation and actually runs the second quickest last 200 and was eye-catching late. So maybe just a hint that that horse is coming back into form. How that form goes up against the Winter Cup of those horses against a stronger field back to the 1400 metres will be an interesting dynamic of this race, Pip.
It certainly will be. Well, for us now, we're going to head back out to Connections, and we'll start with the Patterson Stables representative, Tony Corrick, and Aidan just asked him to reflect on Conor O'Kieran's performance on Saturday.
Yeah, probably a little bit disappointing when we first thought about it, but looking back, probably just maybe held up a bit in the ground, but he's come through it good. Yeah, been to the beach and loving it.
He's travelled down here well. Obviously, he knows Riccarton quite well. Now, stepping him off over 14, obviously it's far off his best, but we have to start somewhere, and his work's been good. We couldn't be happier. He galloped really well on the grass here yesterday, so hopefully he should be running through the line on Saturday.
I think the draw model actually just probably beat him a little bit. He wasn't really happy on the fence. He really couldn't get going when he needed to, so yeah, hopefully this week can get better draw and get rolling, but he's going to come back to the 1400, so I think it might suit him a bit better.
Yeah, I really think it'll suit Master Marco as well. And boy, his run in the Ormolu Cup was just superb when he beat them by 6.5. I think his run had real merit in the Winter Cup as well. If there was going to be a danger, the horse who's really just burnt up the training track this morning at Riccarton was Conor O'Kieran under Jason Lakey, and that was very, very good work. I'd expect an improved run from that horse. Leith, how'd you see this one?
Yeah, I'm going to go for the top weight, Bradman. I know he gets 60 kilos. Jim Chu takes the 2 off, so 62 down to 60. Jim Chung's got a great record of riding Bergeson's horses. He's had 42 rides for 10 wins, so fingers crossed they can make another one this week.
He's really good on one that goes forward as well, Jim. So I agree with you there. I'm going to go with Epi Beale. I thought it was a little bit situational, a little bit unlucky that it didn't win at its most recent start. Of course, it was a winner for Sharp, its black type winner through the back end of last preparation. I think third up, up to this particular trip from a draw where I think it'll suit the horse to the centre of the track where it can really unleash. 53 kilos just suits my eye, and I thought it would be shorter than $5, but.
There you go, Sweens with that one at $5 or so, and that does complete our look at Riccarton. The first race from their trackside one Saturday, 11:10. Time for our race trackers. We've had a few of these get up in recent weeks as well. So as usual, Leith, we start with you. Who have you found?
He's lucid, Pip. Damien Myers trained maiden. I don't think he's going to be a maiden for long. Look, he was Harrod last Sunday. The first 2 home in the race were very strong maidens as well. And look, he's lucid. He's run the fastest 800, 600, 400, 200. Look, it was a horror watch if you were on him. Look, from the wide jaw, he got snagged back. And look, he's run home pretty good under a pretty soft ride as well. So, look, he's going to run in the Wanganui Guineas on the 31st of August.
And winning, or in Australia, one of the two. I'm going with another Kevin Myers runner and Sheaf out wide here. Look, the horse was snagged back, went up the rail, found a spot 3 back the fence, then went back again and tried to loop them and win. Always been a horse with a fair bit of ability, Sheaf, and when she gets up to a staying trip, she was fresh 1,600 metres. Another one at the mile and then up to her staying trip will be winning.
Okay, I'm going to go for one who's actually going to go around this weekend, but take you back to last Saturday and have a look at here, Just In Case, who was back and running, was well back. This was a race where the first 4 horses came from the first 5 and running. Just In Case has come from 10th, got home really nicely. Spoke with Jerem Wall at the track this morning, said that this horse has come through the race really well. I thought it was a terrific performance on day 1 and can be winning on day 3.
And I'm going to take you back to Flemington on Saturday. Hollymans here for Brendan and Joe Lindsay. Just prior to this, held up behind a wall of horses for Mark Zara. Once he gets him out to the clear, He's really good to the line. He finishes close up 6th, and I thought he was one to watch. Had to just really hold his stride there for a little bit. So a horse that we know has been pretty good, including in a Group 2 last season, and that was his fresh up run. Here's a summary. Make sure you note these ones down in your black book. He's Lucid for Kevin Myers and Leith. Bevins with Sheath for Kevin Myers as well. Aiden just in case for Lisa Latta, and I've gone for Hollymans for Kieran Mark. Our second domestic meeting on Saturday is out of Te Rapa. So Leith, you were at the trials, of course, during the week. What's the weather looking like for this weekend?
Obviously at the trials pub, they were on the inside there, but it was really sort of heavy in testing. This Saturday, the rail's out 12 metres. Last time, 2 weeks ago, it was 7 metres. So look, there's not much sort of drying weather between now and Saturday. A little bit of rain forecasted. Our show's Thursday and fine Friday, Saturday.
Okay, well, let's have a look at our first market. Race number 4 on the program. This is the Fulton Hogan over the 1,200 metres. Caitlin's Wish favourite at $3.50. Dusty Road at $3.80, and then you're getting out to Spencer at $4 with the Turn the Ace. Of course, we know he loves Te Rapa. He's at $7.50. First horse we want to highlight is Caitlin's Wish. We'll take you back to Rotorua where she finishes second, obviously beaten by Martel here. Leith, what did you make of her performance?
Yeah, I think it was probably better than it looked. Look, she's run second. It's sort of one of those tracks, Pip. Rotorua, some horses they're not comfortable on the surface. She's back to Te Rapa, Maria Sanson on, she gets a claim as well. So there's a little bit of about a run back at Te Rapa for sure.
I think she's been fantastic all preparation with a little bit of rain in the forecast. I was pretty keen on her. Her rating actually puts her in a spot where she should be winning this race across her body of work across the last 4 starts. But the biggest niggle is Johnny's quick, Turn the Aces on speed, Charger Bar does go forward as well. You never know with Durham Lad, so there's going to be a fair bit of tempo here. So whether that plays into Caitlin Wish's hands, not sure. It might just play into the hands of a horse like Dusty Road. But I am keen enough on Caitlin's Wish being pretty competitive on Saturday.
Yeah, she's going really well. As Leith said, the whole preparation that's been terrific, Caitlin's Wish. The concern is the run at Te Rapa a couple of starts back when Charger Bar and Open Minded both beat at home, so maybe the track conditions not quite ideal, but I really did like Charger Bar's run out of that, and the form franks up pretty well through the Opanaki Cup. Let's have a look at another Te Rapa win, this time from Dusty Road, who was able to just sit outside the leader this day under Liam Cody. He takes the ride again, takes 3 off to 55. Draws barrier 1. I'm sure that they'll use that again and be somewhere prominent in running. Boy, he built to this, Leith, and it was a deserved win. Can he go on?
Yeah, it was interesting during the week. He was nominated. There was only 4 noms in the open mile, and he was one of them with Turn the Ace as well, and obviously Casino Princess. So look, he has been trained to get a mile, but I think Moki Cameron, he's a very good trainer. I think the horse is adaptable, so the 1200 should suit him. Goes back to Te Rapa if he likes the track as well.
Yeah, he so deserved this, Dusty Road. He really, really deserved it. It was a good ride from a young apprentice who's coming through nicely now, and Liam Cowrie. I don't know where he'll get to from the one draw. I know Aiden, and I understand what Aiden's saying, they could try and hold a spot from one, but Johnny comes across, Turn the Ace, I think comes across, maybe Charger Bars across, Caitlin Wishes coming across. So he's not going to be far off them in a small field, even if he does get shuffled back a couple of spots. And he's just been so good against quality animals that you've got to give him a fair bit of respect. And the other horse that needs to be given a lot of respect is probably the find of the winter here in the Central Districts in Spencer. Geez, he put up a handful, or half a handful of good wins. And then, look, he went to the Opanaki Cup and came up against probably our best winter horse in this season for Lisa Latta, and he was brave and very, very brave again. The niggle around him is he's been up for a while, he's had some big pressure contests, and he goes up to 58 kilos, but he'll be competitive again, Leith.
Yeah, he hasn't had a bad run this year, has he, Spencer? That was his first run in open handicap as well, so look, I think the Te Rapa track's going to suit him, even though he's got 58 kilos. Craig Grills is having his first ride on the horse, so look, he's a great top 3 chance for sure.
He does go up 5 kilograms out of that race, but the form's been franked. Bradman, Bilardo's boy, Justin Ace. They've all run really well in the Winter Cup on Saturday. So, I really like his form, and I don't mind Charger Bar as well, who was back on the inside on maybe the worst ground by that stage at Harwater last time out. So I'm going to go with Spencer. He just seems to be an up-and-comer. He's won 5 of 14. His body of work, this preparation has been superb. 3 wins leading into an Opunake Cup second in a really strong form race. So I am with Spencer despite the rise in weight. Speed is an interesting dynamic of this race. Leith, how did you work it all out?
Yeah, you know you're going to get with Johnny because he goes at a really fast tempo as well. So look, they're going to be spread out a little bit. I know Dusty Road was nominated for the mile, so he has he's running on Saturday in the 1200s. So it's a little bit of a question mark, but I think the one draw, Liam Carry On with the 3 kilos off down to 55. I think he's a great chance.
I'm going to settle with Caitlin's Wish. I think she can probably settle just in behind them. She gets down to the 54.5 kilos. I've liked what she's done all season, but if you were to take the top 5 and box them up, throw in Charger Bar, it's only leaving 2 out. We better take the field. I think it's pretty competitive, and any sort of result wouldn't surprise me, but pick Caitlin's Wish for mine.
Everybody's split and it does look that way. Very competitive as we move on to race number 5. This is the New Zealand Horse Ambulance Trust Mile, and Did the Trick favourite at 360, Sterling Express at 370. Then you're getting out to Electric Time at $6 on that third line of betting. Sterling Express, Leith, I know you liked the horse last time and he delivered here, beating his race rival.
Yeah, he was really good, Pip. He was a late nom. He wasn't in the original nominations for this race, and look, he's going to go up 1.5 kilos on Did the Trick. They met here with 58 kilos each, and look, best thing about him, the last 100 metres, he was so strong to the line.
Yeah, well, look, it's hard to see Did the Trick turning this around on Sterling Express, just drawn a little bit differently. Sterling Express, so from 3, probably just pulled back and trying to loot them again. The money's strong enough there, 370. Did the Trick's sort horse is going to go forward and put itself there. It's been very good, this preparation, and a talented horse as well. But look, I understand the market move around Sterling Express, got back, looped them and was too good. It was a pretty impressive performance, Aidan.
Absolutely it was, and because we know that Did the Trick's a decent horse, those previous couple of wins were both very good, had beaten Cornelia quite comfortably at Tauranga leading in, but boy, Sterling Express was superb. Just one run, sweeping run down the outside, and as Leith said, 1.5 kilograms swing to his advantage here over Did the Trick. Both of them in contention in not a bad sort of race. One who I do like, in fact I think I had it as best bet last time out, Electric Time, and did a really good job. He's been like this the whole way through this preparation. Beats home Mr. Rockhead on this occasion, but a horse with a lot of upside length. I'm actually going against her this time round, though. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm surprised. I thought she was in your stable, one of your trackers. Look, Jessica Allen's riding really well at the moment. Electric Time loves the track at Te Rapa as well. Had been unplaced, 6 starts with 2 wins, 2 seconds and 2 thirds. So, yeah, she's going really well. Top weight, good draw on 2 as well.
What, you think it was your best bet? You forgot that you put it up as your best bet, or we're just throwing that in? Well done, hey Rod. Electric Time 6. 6 was pretty sharp horse. Going really well for the Te Kere team with a couple of kilos off down to 57. Couldn't be counting it out. And what is, for mine, a really even race. Oh, I didn't mind It's Charm Deal, who was a 2-year-old listed winner. Now, a couple of years on, it can be a really hit and miss type of horse. Winner 3 starts ago, disappointing in its most recent start. Had a little bit of a freshen up into the legs and came back to the shorter trip. It can fly, this horse. Swindle's not the big animal galloping free and carefree in front. And you think, well, it's going to be beaten 3 lengths, and then all of a sudden, It's a Charm Deal. Really starts to concentrate and flies the last little bit. It's at great value for me at around about $8. Gate's okay. Sam Witherley sticks with the ship. Just willing to go a little bit of each way in this one, Lee.
Yeah, look, he was really good late, past the post there. So the step up to 1,400 metres is really going to suit him as well. 2 starts ago, just put a line for that race at Rotorua where he just hated the track.
Yeah, really nice way that this horse was closing off in the race, and yep, it has to be a contender as well, coming in with a pretty good strike rate, 3 wins from the 10 starts. However, yeah, I'm going against the horse who definitely was my best bet last time at Electric Time. I'm going to go here with Sterling Express, and I think the boys are on my team. Alethea, you on my side?
Yeah, I'm on your side. Sterling Express, Warren Kennedy. Look, the horse wasn't in the early noms. It was a late nom when they left the field open. But Mark Brosnan, he's really happy how he galloped on Wednesday morning. So, look, on his last win, I just think he's a horse worth following over the next couple of months as well.
Oh, ease the pressure on Sterling Express. I'll throw a little bit of each way out to you. It's a charm deal with Sam Weatherly aboard for the James and Wellwood team, who will be having a big season as we get further into the string. Just loving a little bit of the $8. So I imagine it's going to be really powering through the line late.
And you'll get more than $8 too, because we've got the Odds Surge available on each and every race too out of Te Rapa if you want to get involved in that. So make sure you tune into the action, the first race from there a little later on in the afternoon. Time for our best bets. I'll start with you, Leith. Who are you liking this weekend?
Lux Libertats, Pip, race 6 at Te Rapa. Look, she was massive. The money came for her first start back this season as a maidener. She couldn't have been more impressive. Look, Warren was going to have the weekend off. He's had a pretty tough season, and Andrew Scott said, oh, Lux is running this week, and Warren said, oh, I'm going to change my plans and I'm going to come to Te Rapa this week. So he really rates us fairly highly, and I think she'll be going 2 for 2 again this season. Odds Surge, $3.70.
Yeah, $3.70. Really interested in that. Look, Bell's Fatal win on Sunday for Robbie Patterson. Blinkers go on in behind He's Lucid and the Good Waikato horse last Sunday. But this horse, like an ace, one run, it was second. If you've watched the trial, don't panic. No blinkers on. Very quiet trial Tuesday to run Sunday. I think it'll jump, it'll lead. It'll be very tough to beat at Woodville like an ace. Robbie Patterson for a good day.
Okay, like that, lads. I'm going to go with Dictation, a horse who's just having the 4th hurdle run of the career. When we saw earlier on, this horse was about to beat Bury the Cash last time out in the Sydenham hurdles. Gets back into a 0-1 win to open the final day of the Grand National Festival of Racing. And I think that Dictation should be getting the job done on Saturday, Pip.
And I'm going to Woodville as well. The last race for Alan Sharrock. Tisa here has the 2 kilo claim now of Tristan Moodley. Flew home over the 1400 metres to just miss winning. Steps up to the mile. Does go back, so I think that'll be okay from the wide draw. And I think it can win the last. And here's a summary. So Aidan's with Dictation, Leith's with Lux Libertas, Leica Ace for Bevan, and I'm with Teaser. And that completes the show. Once again, as Bevan mentioned earlier, make sure you're tuning into Riccarton to check out the Grand National and maybe seeing West Coast do that double that hasn't been done for some time. Until next weekend, we'll catch you back here.